And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, we do have temperatures that are in the 30s, but they're in the mid to upper 30s, and that has an indication that if we're going to bring in precipitation, it will likely switch over to rain very quickly. So we are also going to be watching our winds very closely. They're beginning to come up, and we are beginning to lock into this southerly, southeasterly wind direction, and that is all like the elements that signal that we're going to be dealing with a storm system for us, at least this particular storm system. So everything's coming into place. We're watching the snow begin to overspread the area from west to east. And the thing is, when it starts, it will likely start to come down fairly intensely. And we do have the potential of finding minor accumulations across the bulk of the region. Now, the idea is that they're minor. The only, I'd say, measurable, plowable stuff that we're expecting now is going to be north and west of Providence. You'll also notice along the immediate coastline, it's all green. Coastal areas, including Block Island, this isn't going to be a snow event for you, I don't think, in any way. So we are here at the onset of the system. And what's happening is the area of low pressure that's sort of shepherding these fronts into southern New England is going to transfer its energy to a developing coastal storm. And when that happens, everything amplifies. So even though right now it doesn't look like much, because it's not, it will become something. It will evolve into that coastal storm. As a result, we have a lot of things that have been issued ahead of time to help us prepare for this system, including the winter weather advisory for slippery roads during the late commute. We also have a wind advisory in effect for all coastal areas where we could see gusts of 45 to 50 miles per hour. We also have flood watches, warnings, and advisories issued. The watch is issued for the poor drainage, road conditions, and also some localized street flooding. The rivers, we have 3 that are in warning right now, and we have a coastal flood advisory in effect centered around the high tide time tonight. So this is a multi-pronged event. Again, our area of low pressure that's sort of shepherding everything through. Where those 3 fronts meet up, that's known as a triple point, and that will become the focus for energy and amplification as the system continues to move on through. It is going to be a short duration system, and most of Thursday is actually going to be just a blend of sun and clouds. It's just that when the storm is here, it is going to hit us pretty hard, pretty quickly. So here's the deal. The snow begins, overspreads the region, minor accumulations for the most part up to an inch, trace to an inch, and then we begin to transition from south to north, moving over to rain, and then becoming very, very heavy rain. Rainfall totals for this are going to be very impressive. And as we already have seen a lot of rain from December right into January, it's not going to take a lot of rain to put area rivers into flood. Again, north and west of Providence, we could see 1 to 3 inches in our higher elevations. Otherwise, a coating to maybe an inch. But this is the big story, the fact that we're going to be seeing rainfall totals on the order of 1.5 to 2.5 inches. Locally, models are projecting 3 inches of rain for the Providence area. And that's a lot of rain. Not only that, but the winds will be picking up, piling up water along the south coast, pushing it inland as we hit the high tide time around 11 p.m. tonight. And that's why we are looking for the potential of inundation flooding along the coast. So how do we stack up for power outages? We do have a chance of seeing power outages for coastal areas where we'll see those higher winds up to 50 miles per hour. And yes, of course, we have the potential of seeing a good deal of rain. And because those winds will be up to 50, that means we have tree damage as part of our menu, and that means we do have a moderate chance of seeing power outages. Now, our weather alerts are pointing to flooding as a situation. You'll notice there are 3 that say flood warning. Those are for each of corresponding rivers, and here's what we're expecting. First, the Pawcatuck at Westerly in minor flood by Thursday afternoon. The Wood River at Hope Valley, minor flood Thursday by late morning around 10:30, and the Patuxent River Cranston is expected to go into minor flood by 2 a.m. tonight. And in terms of the coast, we are looking at the high tide time at 11 p.m., and we have a coastal flood advisory in effect centered around that from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. Thursday. All south coastal areas, including Narragansett Bay and the northern side of Buzzards Bay, have the potential of seeing up to half a foot of coastal inundation. So a wintry mix developing, shifting to rain, becoming very heavy at times, and those winds developing. Again, those winds will be peaking as we hit, say, the midnight to 2 a.m. time frame. That's when we'll see it at its gustiest. It will continue to be breezy through Thursday. Temperatures will be dropping. 49 is what we're going to see as we hit the midnight hour. We should be down to 40 degrees by, say, 4 p.m. After that, we're looking at a prolonged dry stretch, and hopefully it will hold. It should keep precip at bay till the middle of next week. Tiffany?
Fingers crossed, unless you love the snow. Thanks.